Okay, and we're back up at about 1.4, 1.8 kilobits. Okay. Twitch, do you think I'm online? Well, at least it's seeing excellent stream quality, so we will see whether it decides I'm online or not. You're going to give me chat, Twitch? Now you'll give me on that screen, but not on this screen. Oh, you are going to give me it. Right. Welcome everybody. If anybody is watching with all the problems with Twitch, let me now hide that message because I can now see chat. So welcome, good evening to the studio here in the White Rose County of West Yorkshire in the UK. Please let go of my cord, thank you. I definitely prefer using delicate beads, but I've tried these. It's how you find new things. It's just try them out, see what happens, and if he's around he might tell you. Dear. Actually, I haven't seen Chris for a while. And those of you who may be familiar with See What Happens with his pipe cleaner art, absolutely fantastic sculptures, completely freestanding, made from nothing but pipe cleaners. And by freestanding I don't mean little tiny things, I mean 5 feet high type things. Amazing engineering, if not amazing sculptures anyway. Ow! Which didn't hurt in the slightest, but just one of those reactions where you think it ought to hurt but didn't. Just caught the threads between my fingers. So, Monday night, start of the week. Never mind, I'm on holiday all this week, so Monday is not a bad day, because that means I've got 4 more days off. So instead of it being the start of the working week, it's the start of the holiday week. Definitely, if I get the opportunity in a new studio, when I'm doing line work like this, cotton or whatever, I'm gonna have nothing to the right of me. That way I don't get the cord, whatever it is, line wrapped around just about everything that's on my desk. It just wrapped itself around the trackball a minute ago. Pliers a moment before that. I'm waiting for it to wrap itself around the scalpel and cut itself into 2 bits. Don't want it to do that, because if it did that I think I'd probably just say that's it for now. because it would mean unravelling quite a bit in order to tie it off. So just simple peyote stitch here just to finish off this edge, and then at some point in the future when I can find one or buy another one, I can put a clasp on this, and then this will go to its owner. Specially made with 2 poppies on it as a remembrance type of bracelet. I am doing that right, aren't I? Yes, I am. Because these beads are not fantastically regular in size, it's not a straight edge, which is very slightly confusing. It's partly why I decided I don't fantastically like working with these beads in this particular weave. Right, well, I hope Twitch has settled down now and people can actually talk and see what's going on in chat and things. I've just got mine back up and I hope it's working. So I'll turn this over. It's a simple back and forward stitch is this. God blimey, look at that, that's tension. It does that. Once I get a little bit further on I can manipulate this to straighten those wavy lines out, but it looks horrible as it stands at the moment. It will be better once it's done. It does help to try and maintain an even tension if you can whilst you're working with these things. So these are glass beads, they're little tiny beads. There you go. That, don't know if you can see that, but they are actually smaller than they look, or yes, that looks quite large. You can get 11 of these, so like 9 of these in an inch, so they're a little over, a little around 1/10 of an inch in thickness. They're wider than they are thick, but hence why I'm wearing better glasses to do something like this. And really I'm almost thinking I should be wearing a magnifying visor just so I can see things a little bit better. And my working mat is walking across the desk. So I'm no fantastic hurry to do this with real speed. Well, that's one of the skills that I have yet to learn, is to work this at a faster pace. This is just this evening is just kind of a relaxing bit of work, just to extend the end of this bracelet, tighten it up a little bit, making it long enough for so when the clasps go on, it's 7.5 inches in diameter, not diameter, in length. Bit of a difference between diameter and length, especially if you're expecting one and get the other. I'm not doing carving at the moment. For those of you who may have been watching before, I would tend to be doing some carving at this point in time. I'm just really not feeling like I want to be working with sharp chisels at the moment, which is why I am doing the beadwork here, something different. As I say, I find this quite a relaxing sort of activity. So it's quite calming, and with the spa music in the background that kind of helps relaxing. Pull that a bit tight, make sure I keep a bit of tension on this at the moment. The beads are not a consistent thickness, so they do vary slightly. You can buy beads that have a consistent thickness, they just cost more. They're actually slightly harder to get hold of as well, here in the UK anyway. What I'm going to do is finish this row, and then I'm going to measure it, see how long it is and how much more I need to add. I think I need to add about 7 rows, so it'll be about 3 on each side, so that I put the two poppies, the flowers, in the middle, and then it'll be the same distance to the clasp on either side, so it then looks symmetrical. Okay, let's see how long it is. I've now got 3 rows after the stalks on either side, so now I'll be able to work out. So we are at what, 6.6 inches. So 1.4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 rows on either side, which should be enough to take it to the right length. and then we'll move on to something else. I have a big pile of beads just there and I couldn't pick one of them up. Working with a beading mat actually makes picking the beads up a little bit easier, because you can sort of just put your needle on the edge of the hole and push down, and that springs the bead onto the needle. Do that on a desk and it's like tiddlywinks, they shoot all over the place when you do that. And tiddlywinks, if you didn't know it, I think is an old UK pastime. I don't know if you had them elsewhere in the world. Plastic discs, you use one disc, pressing on the edge of it to flip another one, with the intention of trying to flip your counter or your disc into a cup. Do it before anybody else. A lot more fun than it sounds. So that's one row. Do one more, and this side then will be complete. And we'll swap the needle to the other side and do 2 rows on the other side. So for those of you watching, if you're new to the channel, you're watching me do some bead work at the moment. This is part of jewellery making, which is one of the crafts which I do show on stream. There are 4 others that I currently show on stream. Relief carving with sharp chisels, the aforementioned sharp chisels. I do pyrography, painting pictures with heat, or wood burning as people call it, although I don't burn wood. And we create pictures that way. Scraper board, which is a black and white medium, which is porcelain clay covered with black ink, and you scrape away the ink to reveal the white clay. And okay, so that's that. So what we'll do now is just work our way through here in order to apply a couple of knots. And also punchcraft, which is a method of essentially it's rug making actually, using a needle to push threads through a backing material, and you can do that and create pictures. And what if you watch the picture reel on the bottom left there, you will see from time to time a number of these crafts illustrated. Most of them pictures you'll see as jewellery, because jewellery is quicker to do, and therefore in a given time there's more jewellery than pyrography, for example, but you will see some pyrographic images there, some scraper board images, the punchcraft as I mentioned it, and the carving as well. Right, so all I'm going to do now is just go back through some of these beads and just tied a knot just to assist in. Why is there an end there? Because I've got that caught, right. Come out there. Right, so that's that end done. What I'll do now is take this needle off and rethread it on the other side. If I do that, this black bead is what they call a stopper bead, just stop the others falling off at the start. I don't need that on there anymore, so I'll take that off. And we'll thread this needle. Just squeezing the end of the thread there. That way, in theory, it goes through the eye of the needle easier. That easier being the operative word, not easily, but easier. Of course, it would be even easier if I could actually see this needle quite clearly, which I can't. Missed. Now I got it through. These are really fine needles, so things like needle threaders don't work so well on them because the needle threader itself is bigger than the thread I'm trying to use here. Just excuse me. Like me, good evening. And how are you today? Obviously chat is actually working now. Wasn't sure up until now because Twitch has been playing games. There you go. How's that? I can't find my clasp at the moment, so I can't actually finish this off, but and I've decided if I do this again I'm going to use Delica beads. Oh, I'll tell you what I meant to tell you about when a while ago. Don't know if you've seen one of these. You might call it a somewhat portable 3D printer. This one uses UV cured resin as opposed to plastic. Something I'd completely forgotten. I got the other day when we were talking about 3D printers. Not exactly a 3D printer, I suppose, but closest I've got to a working one at the moment. Yeah. So I made a tiny snowman out of it. It is cool as well, yes, it's a cold tool. And Christmas tree. I'm going to say they were separate, but they look to have bonded themselves together. So a Christmas tree and a Christmas tree on the trunk. I'm just not as very good as an XY Cartesian robot. So the layer thicknesses, for example, are somewhat variable, as is the Z positioning. But I couldn't do that again if I tried. The other end's gone somewhere. I'll look for that later. I shall just finish this this one row off, and then I can demonstrate that. What on earth have I done there? Yeah, come on. There we go. 2 more, then I will tie the end off. Right, so that's that done for now, as I don't have the necessary clasp. I could not get tension right on that at all. But I like the sparkle on it. Right. Oh yeah. There's that. let's just have a quick demonstration of this thing, assuming it's going to work. Yeah. So power, I think. I'm now going to try and remember how to do this, and I cannot for the life of me think what to do. I never can whenever I come along, squeeze stuff out the end. There we go. So the blue light is the UV curing the resin virtually as it comes out of the nozzle. I've got the speed of this turned down. I don't stick to this stuff really very well, and I think that's the idea. But try that again. I think you have to do more or less what you do with the printer, and that is sort of squash the first layer down a little bit, actually onto this board. Now it's just separated. I can see it's done it. Of course, you can't really see anything because of the bright. It's blue light to me here. I'm just surface adhesion on this. This is it's meant to stick to this, and then just sort of crack off. As you know, when you want, you just bend it slightly and it pops off. But yeah. What you can also do is just, in theory, you can just turn the UV light on, which I'm not very good at. I just multiple clicks on this button. No. Ah well, I'll give up on doing the multiple clicks. But what I was just trying to do was a little bit of like my logo. Not fantastically well, but a two-dimensional thing there. Alexandra 112502, good evening. 25th of November 2002. Oh, I got that completely backwards. Good evening. Welcome. I'm just playing about with a 3D printing, handheld 3D printing tool. The problem is every time I pick it up I've got no idea what to make with it. I have all sorts of interesting ideas at times, but then you actually get the thing in your hand and start trying to make something, and then it becomes all of a sudden it becomes a lot harder than you thought it was going to be. See if I can do a wheel with spokes. Because I don't think the idea of this is to be particularly exact, but it's amazing how hard it is to be to move in a steady single movement, and to do things like make a circle. So I guess in theory that is supposed to be a wheel. And this resin is available in different colours as well, but I'm just using brown here because I've got a lot of it. And of course you can pick the thing up. It's slightly warm because it's resin that's curing. So let's see if I can put now what I should be able to do here is turn on the UV light and just cure this, but I haven't got the hang of it. But I'll probably have to find the instructions again just to check how I'm supposed to turn on the I'm sure it was just something like 1 or 2 clicks, but it cures eventually. It's a little bit soft and springy, but well, it's got some pedals on it. Let's see if I can do another another wheel. And this blue, well, the light that you're seeing, orange, which is actually bright blue here, is amazingly bright as well, despite the fact it doesn't look it. When I turn this off, it's amazing how dark it goes for me, because my eyes have got used to the brightness. So okay, so let's see if I can now join this to this bit of the bike. This is where you need about 5 hands. There we go. I guess I should put some sort of saddle on it, otherwise it might be a little bit difficult to ride. Oops, I squashed that pedal. Now I guess all I need is something to hold it up, so let's see if we can do a bike stand. Now just weld this down with a little bit of resin and stop. Come on, harden up. There we go. Oops, knocked it over. A bike done in 3D pen. Not the easiest thing. It doesn't want to stick to this stuff. It's supposed to not stick too well, but just sort of stick enough. One of these days I'll actually design something. I'll draw it out and actually do it a little bit better. It's kind of just been playing with it. But it has a five different speeds you can get the thing to come out. That's its slowest. You just up the speed by clicking with this. I was being a miser, not wanting to waste materials, so running it slow, then I don't sort of go all over the place. Charges through USB on the back. That's what they one of those ports are. In theory the other port is for accessories. Whatever the accessories are going to be, I have no idea. And it takes UV ink in it, which goes in here. That's a cartridge that just pops out. So it's just like a syringe, really, a motorised syringe more than anything, with the blue UV lights on the front. A little bit of a fun thing to play with. So I'll try a proper sculpture one of these days. So I'll get rid of the not very good bits on the bike that keeps falling over. Sits on the desk a lot better. Right, I am going to just put these beads away, and I will I think what I will do is leave it there for tonight rather than start something else. I think I will leave it there for tonight, and I may go back to doing some carving tomorrow. We shall see. Or I might do some more beadwork, or I may even do a little bit of this 3D pen. Okay, but I think having done the little bicycle and having completed, well, almost completed the bracelet, I think what I'm going to do is call it a night for tonight. Twitch has been a little bit on and off all evening. It took me a while to get connected tonight, but I think I do not want UV resin stuck to you. Thank you very much. Go away. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to leave it for tonight. I think start something new tomorrow rather than try and start it now. So I'm going to say thank you to everybody that's been watching despite the problems with Twitch this evening. I will point out my own website, zaragonart.com, and the Etsy shop there, zaragonart.etsy.com, Facebook and Twitter, all four down there, all four down there on the side, and YouTube as well. As a couple of videos up on YouTube. Unfortunately, no URL, you'll need to search for it. Zaragonart Studio, They don't give me a URL until I get a certain number of followers, I'm afraid, so no pretty URLs there. And of course, if you are interested in purchasing any of the jewellery you see there, there is there at the moment a nice money off coupon. But thank you all. Hopefully I will be on again tomorrow night. Don't particularly at this moment in time see any reason why I shouldn't be. So I'll be here from around 2000 hours UTC GMT, that's 8 PM UK time. Or if you want to follow me on the aforementioned Twitter or Twitch, you should get notifications when I go live. In the meantime, from the White Rose County of West Yorkshire, I'll say thank you and have a great evening, and bye for now.